All right, here we go on this good Tuesday morning in February 23rd. Here we go, another day. We've been blessed to come on, to just wake up and to just see another day and to just get up and do something different yesterday from what we did on yesterday. It's just a good day. It's just a good day to see. But this morning, good morning, everybody. I wanted to, because I was thinking about blessings on yesterday. I was just, for whatever the reason, I'm just thinking about blessings. And I just feel like so many of us might doubt ourselves and our blessings. Sometimes we do. Sometimes things are happening so rapidly in our lives. And I'm talking about good things that's happening in our lives. Sometimes you be like, is this really happening to me? And you got to pinch yourself because you wondering, is this really happening to me? Well, what came to mind with me was, God is going to bless you anyway, no matter what Satan has to say about it. God is going to bless you anyway. You know, that's something that was laid on my mind's heart. And I wanted to just talk about it this morning because sometimes when you're sitting down by yourself and you just look around you and you're seeing all the goodness of God that you are surrounded by, you know, people and things and situations, and you seeing people being exalted around you, their lives are being increased and taken in another direction, and it's all positive things. But when these things are happening, and I've had people to say it to me, and I have said it, is this really happening? Or then you'll go, I sure hope something bad is not getting ready to happen. You know, I've been there, you've been there, and you know what? I'm here to tell you this morning, because it was laid on my heart to share. God is going to bless you anyway, and he doesn't care what Satan has to say about it. So on this morning, I just want to give you these words to strengthen you, no matter where you are right now. Tell yourself that God gonna bless me anyway. It don't matter what Satan has to say about it, because I've been doing a lot of self-help, and what I find with that, and it's just a part of a process, I've done it through the years. When I get to a point in my life where I need to, do some self-talks to me, I feel like we all need to do that and build our own selves up sometimes. Talk to you sometimes. Talk into you sometimes. And know that it's nothing wrong with it. It don't mean that you crazy. Sometimes we don't do stuff because we just feel like, oh, that's just a little too crazy. But it's not. It's God telling you to take care of yourself, to speak into yourself, to be on your own team. See, I see a lot of young women, young couples, a lot now they say team us, or team whatever their last name is. And you know what? This is me saying this to the young people. I think it's a beautiful thing. I believe it's a beautiful thing. I feel as though it's a beautiful thing, because we need to come together like that sometimes. I know they're talking about couples themselves as couples, but that's important to even feed that into relationships. And that's whether you young or old or in between, whatever it is, get yourself on a team. Team us. There's nothing wrong with that. But see, sometimes we'll take what somebody else is saying because we didn't think of it and criticize it. But to me, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see new ideas and new ways and new paths that people are going on. I get excited when I see people building their life block by block by block and moving into the next levels in their lives. No matter what you are doing, guess what? I'm going to say it again this morning because it's on my heart to say. God is going to bless you anyway. And he don't care what Satan has to say about it. And he wants us to put that in our minds. Stop. Look here. I'll use myself. In other words, he's saying to me, Electra, stop thinking about and feeling the way people want you to think and want you to feel. See, so he wants you to do that same thing because I want to bless you. And I don't care what Satan has to say about it. Whatever that is that you've got going on, and only you know, learn how to put yourself in that line. Say, I, whoever you are, am going to be great one day. I, whoever you are, am going to always receive a blessing. I, whoever you are, am going to be loved to the fullest. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's reassurance that this was brought to my mind to share with you. God gonna bless you anyways. So open up your hands. I had a friend of mine who's now she's deceased, and Sister White. Her name was Sister White, and she would always tell me that. Open up your hands. Be prepared for God to put something in it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you know, I learned that even in prayer, because I began to do it with her. When sometimes I would go to the location where she was, when she came down from Mississippi. And we would just talk and share in the hotel room where she was. And then before that, prior to that, before moving back to Mississippi, she lived in Friendswood. Her and her husband, Reverend White. And we were very close. We were very good friends. And it was hard on me when I lost her. But as I said on yesterday, people, I didn't say it this way, but I'm going to say it like this today. Relevant to yesterday. People leave nuggets in your life. People drop nuggets in your life. In other words, yesterday I was saying how the things that my late husband, things as a pastor, he taught me, but as a husband, he taught me as well. So those are nuggets that he left in my life. Those are things that I can go in that Pandora box and get when I need them. When things are being brought back up in my mind and situations are happening and I have to reflect back on something, and it's something always there for me to go get. And that's the way that it was with Sister White. She left nuggets in my life. Things that I can go back and remember that, me and her shared. And one thing she always would say, don't ever be afraid to talk about the Lord. Don't ever be afraid to talk about anything that you want to talk about. As long as it's got some substance to it, you talk about it. Because everybody might not need the information that you are sharing, but somebody needs it. Understand me. Everybody might not need the information that you have in your mouth, that you speak out. Not just me. I'm talking to whoever's going to see this video here on Facebook, as well as when I transfer it over to my YouTube channel, on my podcast. I don't know who might need to hear what I'm saying. But guess what? I have to say it anyways. That you might be strengthened because I'm strengthened by it. I want you to be strengthened. And like I was saying, all of us have some nuggets that people have left in our lives, and that's from our childhood up to now. It's some things that your mother and your father taught you. Just how to live, how to survive. They taught you that. And you know what? When critical situations happen, you notice how you start reflecting back on things that you were taught during your childhood up to now. I will give you a prime example, and I do this all the time. I'll send text to my daughter and my son-in-law when, and then I have a larger texting group that I'm a part of with my family, my siblings, my sisters and them, and my nieces and them. But look here. Prime example, when the winter storm got ready to take place, that means what? Preparation. When a storm gets ready to take place, what that means? Preparation. But you know, when I prepare, like this last situation that we're not in it as deep as we were in the same status we was on when everything was happening last week, but we still have some remnants from it because we still have people having situations with busted pipes, you know, their homes, some people's homes were destroyed, and even some lives were taken away from here due to that winter storm we just went through. So just because we're okay, we still have to pray for others who didn't weather the storm as well as we might have. Understand what I'm saying? But in preparation for that, I had to go back, and I didn't have to, but I just do this. Turn on your heater, open up the bottom portion of your cabinets in your restrooms and in the kitchen area so that the heat can get up under there to the pipes. Make sure you leave your water dripping like at a slow drip, you know, things like that. And you know where that came from? That came from seeing my mother and my daddy exercise that when I was a little girl coming up. So that was nuggets that I had to go back and get. That was things that I needed to be in my life to keep me grounded in situations like we just went through. In other situations, and situations to come, you have got to go back and get some of those nuggets that was left for you. And the people that left them knew that you were going to need them. And guess what? And God knew you most of all was going to need those things that had been shared with you over the years. Over the years. So, I don't have a whole lot to say this morning, but I did want to come on and to share with you and keep this in your mind as you go throughout the day that God is going to bless you anyway. And he does not care what Satan has to say about it. All right? Keep that in your mind. Be strengthened by that. Learn how to put your name on the dotted line here in your mind. Whatever it is that you are needing in your life, put your name there. Build yourself up. Be strengthened by it. Because guess what? There's nobody in your life more important than you. Let me say that again. There is nobody in your life that is more important than you. Because if you are not important to yourself enough to keep you built up, enough to feed positivity to yourself, enough to keep yourself in the game, enough to give yourself self-talks, how are you going to help somebody else? See, you can't love other people until you learn how to love yourself. Until you learn how to accept those blessings that have been set aside for you. I forget the group that sings, the two ladies sings, "Go get your blessing." And another song it's just been staying on me, it's open door season over my life. I tell myself that. It's open door season over my life. It's open door season over your life. I don't care what size that door is. God is opening up doors for you. Don't be afraid to walk through them. Don't matter the size of them. And as the song say, He opening up windows too. Don't be afraid, people. Because God will do. He want to bless you. And He don't care what Satan has to say about it. So why should you? Okay? So I'm not going to be on here long. I just wanted to come up and leave with something with you, some words of encouragement and inspiration with you this morning, in hopes that you can take them and just move throughout the day. It's your turn. It's open door season in your life. Okay? Receive that. Not from me. Receive that from God. He's saying it to you each and every day. Each and every day. And it don't matter who don't like it. Those are God's doors. And guess what? It ain't nobody else's business what God doing in your life. All right? So before I get off of here this morning, here I go. I want to invite you all to come on tonight to my podcast at 6 o'clock on tonight. We're going to have 2 podcasts this week because of the weather conditions on last week. And so in those 2 podcasts on tonight, we're going to have, again, Dr. Annette Jenkins, and she's going to be speaking to us on the subject of medication, because she is a pharmacist, she's a retired pharmacist now, but for over 30 plus years. And you can also go in the chat section when you come on and ask any questions that you may have, and I will present them to her as we're going through the interview on tonight's podcast on Electra James Inspirational Talks on tonight at 6 o'clock. And so she's going to be sharing with us on tonight. And then on tomorrow night, Wednesday at 6 o'clock, Danielle Johnson will be on, and she's going to be talking and sharing with us about being a young entrepreneur. She owns her own brow spa, and she does many other things, but I'll let her share that with you, because I like for people to come on to my podcast and share and tell their own story. It's nothing like telling your own story. So I invite you all to come out tonight and tomorrow night at 6 o'clock on my YouTube channel, Electra James Inspirational Talks to listen to these two individuals that I'll be interviewing. And they're excited about coming on and sharing their information. And I'm excited about them coming on. And I want you to be excited about it too. All right? Y'all have a wonderful day. Try to stay warm out there. Thank God I don't have to get out there in that today. So anyways, but for those who do, make sure you cover yourself up. Take care of yourself. And keep this in mind. God is going to bless you anyway. And he don't care what Satan has to say about it. All right? Bye-bye.